Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Bethany Frankel tried to enter Chanel and was allegedly not allowed to enter in Chicago. But what we didn't know in the beginning was that on that same day, allegedly, there was another person who had the true issue with Chanel. Now, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Get access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob, all spelled together there as well for extra perks. Thank you to my members and patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week. So come join the fun, come join the chats. And everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. Period. Listen and listen carefully. While Bethany Frankel was spewing the egotistical stuff, oh, they didn't let me into Chanel, this is the true tragedy, me. We did not focus on the true tragedy of Chanel. Yes, quality issues, after sales care, price increases that are not being justified by anything else but saying it's inflation and harmonization across the world. Like your prices are going up higher yearly than the inflation rate is going higher, so you can't just, please, Chanel, stop it. Really, you're embarrassing yourself. But something more sinister is allegedly going on in the Chicago Chanel boutique. Guess what happened? As Bethany Frankel was complaining about her ego issues with Chanel, another lady comes out on TikTok and says, makes a response video to Bethany, says, Bethany, darling, you think you had problems at Chanel? I was at Chanel in Chicago the same day you was, except I was inside of Chanel that same day. And something terrible happened to this lady. Let's hear what. Now, the name of the lady on TikTok is Ashley Style Me. I'm going to post the link to Ashley Style Me's TikTok and Bethany's TikTok down below. Go subscribe to both of them, of course. I have a picture of Ashley. So this is Ashley Style Me. So Ashley also made several videos about the situation because I guess she's milking it as well because, you know, she's kind of, as we all are. Look at me even talking about this. But anyway, no, but seriously now, something terrible happened. So Ashley says, Bethany, they didn't let you in? Big deal. What happened to me is even worse. So Ashley apparently is a regular at the Chicago boutique and she has a sales associate she works with. So they let her in because she had an appointment. Bethany, you're welcome. But so Ashley comes in because she pre-ordered something. Now here, allegedly everything, and I'm not so sure Ashley is telling the whole truth either. Why am I saying this? Because I know that Chanel, for a fact, when you pre-order something at Chanel, you do not pay it in advance. You pay it when the thing arrives and you go to pick it up. When you go to pick it up, you pay it then and there. Ashley, for some reason, said that she pre-ordered something that she paid via PayLink and then went to the boutique to pick it up. Now, why would you pay your pre-order that arrived via PayLink to then immediately after that go to Chanel to pick it up? Makes no sense. The sales associate writes you, hey dear, your pre-ordered item arrived. You can come and pick it up. You say, okay, thank you. I'll be there in a week, in a couple of days, as soon as I can, because I'm working, I'm busy. Sure, no problems. This is pre-ordered for you, so we're keeping it for you. So then when you have the time and you have your appointment with your sales associate, you go to the boutique and you pay then and there. You see your item, you try it on. You don't pay blindly. You see the item. If it's a piece of clothing, you try it on. If it's a bag, you inspect it, that there's no scratches or peels. And then you like it, you pay it at the cash register, they wrap it up for you, and you go home. Done. That's how it's done with Chanel pre-orders. Speaking as a customer of Chanel since many decades, that's always how it's been done. But no, for some reason, this lady here says she paid via PayLink and then went to the boutique to pick it up. Maybe she feels safer that way. How is that any safer? You're still going to have to carry that expensive product back home with you. That ain't safe either. I don't know. But here's what Ashley alleges happened to her. She So the sales associate tells her your pre-order arrived. Great. Sends a pay link. She pays via pay link. Then she goes to the boutique to pick it up. She's in the boutique upstairs while Bethany is downstairs. While Bethany is not being allowed to enter, Ashley is upstairs trying to pick up her item that she pre-ordered. Well, surprise, surprise. As they go to the back to bring her her order, her pre-order that she paid for allegedly via PayLink, they tell her, allegedly, Dear Ashley, so yeah, turns out that somebody already picked up your item. So the item you paid for via PayLink has been picked up and is now gone. You're welcome. So Ashley's like, so she says us in her TikTok video, you guys, Ashley's maybe like a name somebody could have guessed. You know, somebody could have entered the store and said, do you have a pre-order for Ashley to pick? Which is also like insane, impossible, really. But then she says, but my surname is really complicated. Not everybody has my surname. Nobody could have guessed my surname. They could have maybe guessed Ashley, but then I'm also thinking, guessed what? You don't just enter randomly a Chanel boutique saying, hey, I have a paid pre-order by the name of Tom, Dylan, Bob, Mike, Jonathan. Like, that's not how it works. You pay then and there. Again, something is sus. But anyway, so. Oh, Debbie says, don't tell a friend. Debbie, you think a friend of Ashley stole her pre-ordered paid via PayLink item? Debbie, you are vicious. Could be true, though. You never know. But they say, sorry, somebody took your item. So she, furious, goes home, sees that Bethany wasn't allowed to enter that same day, apparently. And so she says it makes a video in response to Bethany saying what happened to her. Now, Ashley makes an update video and says, you guys, I have an update. She's like, listen, this is not on my sales associate. My sales associate is amazing. She says, my sales associate is great. This was not my sales associate's fault. It was somebody else's fault. We are doing the research now, trying to figure out. Now, listen, you guys, Chanel is Fort Knox. Chanel is Fort Knox. There are cameras everywhere. It is really not difficult for them to look through the cameras and find out who picked up her bag or whatever items she pre-ordered. If indeed somebody did. What if the item just got shoved somewhere and they forgot about it and they can't find her pre-ordered item? We don't know, because she says that they claimed that somebody took it away. It's not that they told her, sorry, we cannot find your item. Maybe it's been misplaced. No, they said to her, she says to us that they said to her, no, somebody else picked it up. I'm like, okay. So she says her sales associate is working on it, but she doesn't want to disclose too many informations about it, like too much information about the situation, because she doesn't want to give away what they're doing in terms of research. Like, they're on to something, which, Debbie, leads me to the point that maybe you're right. Maybe they're suspecting that a friend of hers stole her. But oh my God, well, that would be the day. But anyway, so now she says she's going to make an update video soon as she knows what actually happened to her bag. But she apparently did not get her money back either. So now she doesn't have her pre-order, which she paid for allegedly, and she doesn't have the item either. And Chanel is like taking their good time to figure out, well, let's see what happened. Like, whose fault is it? Whose fault do you think it is? If this really happened, like Ashley said it did, whose fault would you think it was? I mean, I would not leave that boutique without my money. Like I paid and I'm coming to pick it up and you're telling me somebody else picked it up. Did you do your due diligent work to check the passport of the person? How can you just give somebody randomly my purchase without checking out their name? Like, how is that even possible? Unless you're misplacing something, because there's a lot of rich people that buy a lot of stuff. And they sometimes buy in bulk, and then they ship it all to their hotel room or home. Then some sales associate might have made the mistake to add to the bunch of stuff that somebody's purchasing also your purchase, thinking, oh, they also bought this. And then they put the bundle together and they send it off to the hotel to the suite, they send it off to the apartment, and then it's gone. That could have happened. That I could see how that could happen. Also terrible, but it could happen. But the way that she's phrasing it doesn't sound like that's what happened. But if that did happen, if the person that is so rich and got all the stuff delivered and that one thing was not what they bought and they got it for free, would that rich person be so correct to then kind of call Chanel and say, you sent me an extra bag? Would you do that? Because whoever sent you the bag probably did not sign off that the bag was sent. So what would you do? What would you do if you received an extra bag with your big order? Meaning you're already a big spending customer. You already spent your $100,000 on your seasonal purchases in that one go, and they added the extra bag, and you're like, oh, cute, thank you for the extra bag. Would you be like, okay, you know what, I'm going to send this back to you? Or would you like keep it and claim you never received it? Debbie says, I would call the store. Hummer Class says, this happened to me, but at Wendy's. You got somebody else's burger? Deb Shop says, I would tell the store. I would not keep the item. Brenda Romero says, I'd return it. It's bad karma, says Deb Shops. Interesting. Cecilia Brown says, Louis Vuitton sometimes asks you to pay via PayLink, but you get a special. Cecilia, Louis Vuitton works completely differently to Chanel. At Louis Vuitton, you have to pay in advance every pre-order. You have to. Very different. You don't do that with Chanel. Chanel does not accept prepays. Chanel does not accept prepays. When you pre-order at Louis, and I have done that in the past, they took my money. Then when the item arrives, they allow you to reject the item and get your money back, or to keep the item. Chanel doesn't do that. Chanel does not take a penny for your pre-order if they accept your pre-order to begin with. And then when the piece arrives, you go inspect the piece, pay it then and there. Very different from Louis Vuitton. Let me know your thoughts and prayers down below. Is the solution, is there going to be a solution to the situation? Is Ashley going to get her money back or her item back? What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and prayers down below. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Bye.